Good morning and welcome to Morning Margarita with Sandy. Woohoo! It's actually morning coffee, but it's margarita day, so mine's in a margarita glass. I don't know about you, but kind of adds a little festive edge, if you know what I mean. I think you do. Um, hey, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I slept pretty well last night. Yeah. I wonder if you could ever sleep like too much. I don't think so. But honestly, waking up at 4 in the morning doesn't actually make for a short day, if you know what I mean. I played 4 hours of tennis yesterday. And I've been watching what I'm eating. You guys, I am trying to keep my promise to be in the 120s by March. March 5th is the date I wrote down. But it's not looking good. I got to tell you, it's not. 5 days in a row, I have weighed exactly the same thing every morning. I mean, to the ounce. And it's not where I want to be. So here's my plan. I'm going to lose weight like this. That's what's going to happen. I am at this like major plateau. Plateaus are frustrating when you're trying to lose weight, but I have a feeling that any day now there's going to be like a 3 or 4 or 5 pound drop just like that. It can happen, right? Yeah. Good morning, JB. Good morning, my darling, and good morning, Marlene. Marlene had a boo-boo. She did. She had a fall. Feel better, darling. Feel better. Today is like jam-packed. What a Monday, huh? Okay, so first of all, I want to tell you about what I did. Because I know I know everybody out there suffers this same issue. You buy something to wear. It might be a pair of shorts, it might be a dress, it might be a tank top. I don't know. But you love it. You love it. It's your go-to. No matter what. Excuse me, gotta have another sip of my Marga coffee or coffee Rita. That's what I call it. It's a coffee Rita. Mm, mm, mm. Whoops. Yeah, so you have this favorite thing and it's your go-to outfit and you wear it all the time and you just love it, and then you get a spot on it that won't come out, or you tear it, or something goes wrong, or it just wears out because you used it so much. Except they don't make them anymore. And you love it, right? But you cannot get enough. You can always find one somewhere. So my thing now is, if I can, I buy 2 of whatever it is I really like. Okay? But sometimes there aren't 2. So I have this little black and white striped dress that I just love. I just love it. It's my go-to. Whenever I can't decide, does my butt look big in this or whatever, I literally put on this black and white striped dress. I went to ThreadUp. There are other places like ThreadUp, but I went online to ThreadUp and I typed in the name of the dress, size small, this dress, and I looked for a while, and I think I finally found it on eBay. And this like $70 dress I found used but brand new. Obviously somebody bought it and never wore it, and I got it for like less than $20 including shipping. Seriously. And it arrived and it's exactly what it's supposed to be. And I'm so excited. So, my suggestion is, when there's something you need, we've got the internet. We are so lucky. What does that say? Oh, you pulled a muscle, Opa, and Marlene is broken. And oh my goodness, everybody, heal, heal. Let's see what else is going on today, because there's so much, right? Um, oh, first of all, I don't know if Ginny is here this morning, because a lot of times she catches us on the replay. But Ginny, I would like to propose a toast to you, darling. Ginny invited like over a dozen of her friends to subscribe to Morning Coffee. Seriously, That was the sweetest thing. Thank you. For some reason, even though there are more and more people who look at the replays and show up, people aren't subscribing. Can't tell you why, but talk to your friends. We need more people here. If we're going to do a Zoom thing, I'm not doing it unless we're going to have a big party. So we want to have a big party for that. Today is Be Humble Day. For some of us, that's difficult because we're so fabulous, right? But you can still be humble. It is Cook a Sweet Potato Day. Really? I mean, personally, I love sweet potato. Sweet potato fries, mashed sweet potato. So if that's your thing, cook a sweet potato today. Have it with your margarita because it's National Margarita Day. Or if you're like me, have a coffee read first thing in the morning. It's National Wildlife Day. Play more cards day. I play cribbage with my sweetie, and most of the time I beat him, which is awesome because it's one of the only things I can beat him at. We play croquet. He's the champion. We play board games. We play chess. He's the champion. We play Chinese checkers. That one's kind of touchy. Sometimes him, sometimes me. We play ping pong. He almost always wins. Tennis, he wins. He beats me at almost everything. But cribbage, so far, that's kind of been my game. We'll see. We'll see. What else? Recreational Sports and Fitness Day. Get out there, baby. Isn't it funny that on Recreational Sports and Fitness Day, I'm not playing tennis? Yeah, I know. I'm taking the day off today. Thank you very much. Whew, single tasking day. See, men are single taskers. Women are multitaskers for the most part. I mean, we'll be cooking with one hand and holding the baby with the other hand and, talking on the phone. And, as my grandpa used to say, if you could shove a broom up your butt, you'd be sweeping the floor at the same time. That's what he used to say to my mother. Oh, my goodness. Did I say the quiet part out loud? We'll get to that later. It's Tex Avery Day. Do you know who Tex Avery Day? Do you know who he was? I didn't. So I Googled him because that's what I do. So it turns out this guy was like in the golden age of animation. He was like the king. I've started to write down a list of some of the characters that he was responsible for. You're going to be blown away. He was like an animator. He was a director. He was voiceover. Tex Avery did everything in the world of animation. How are these for just a few of his characters? Daffy Duck, Elmer Fudd, Bugs Bunny, Spike and Butch, the Bulldogs, Porky Pig, Woody Woodpecker. Yeah. Tex Avery, for all the joy that you brought us and everybody else on the planet, we salute you today. Maybe you could celebrate him by watching cartoons later. That'd be fun. It's Walking the Dog Day. Walking the dog. Bailey's asleep, so clearly no walking the dog today. Washington's birthday is officially today. I know we already celebrated it. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. But today, the 22nd, is his honest birthday. And Nikki, if you're watching, I know it's your birthday too. I love birthdays. Okay, here's my favorite. February 22nd is also National Woolworths Day. Yeah, I don't believe we have Woolworths anywhere anymore. But you remember Woolworths? The 5 and dime. The whole idea behind Woolworths was a store where nothing was more than a nickel. Okay, so it's like our dollar stores today, right? Because we're going back some time ago. Let me see if I wrote down the year. 1878 was the first Woolworths opening. So a nickel was, wasn't a tiny amount of money, but it was like our dollar store today, literally. I mean, you could go in there and buy almost anything. Then it became, do you remember Kresge's? That was the five and dime. We went kind of in money from the nickel store to the five and dime, and then it was the dime store, right? Where are you going? I'm going over the dime store. Seriously, as kids, I remember my grandma and grandpa would give us each one dime. And we would walk the half a block down the street in Chicago to the dime store. I think it was a Woolworths, but I'm not sure. But we would walk down to the dime store and literally spend like a half an hour just looking around at the incredible things that we could buy with just a dime. It was unbelievable. Those were the days, my friend. We thought they'd never end. They ended. Yeah. Woolworths. So I'm not really sure this is true, but I believe it, and I'd like you to believe it. I'm pretty sure I remember my mother telling me that she and my father had their first date at the soda fountain at Woolworths in downtown Chicago. That just makes my heart smile. I mean, honestly, can you even picture those two lovebirds? Oh, I wanted to show you their picture, but it's up on the wall. Those two little lovebirds sitting with a soda between them and two straws, just like in the movies, because I totally have that picture. So, Woolworths, we salute you. Okay, it's Drew Barrymore's birthday. She grew up great, didn't she? Do you remember when she was a little kid and she was the little girl in E.T.? Dang me, I fell in love with that child. And she didn't get any uglier, and she's still funny and adorable and pretty. And happy birthday, Drew. I dated a guy once whose last name was Drew, and he said he was part of the Drew / Barrymore families of actors. He was an actor. And I believe he lives in Hawaii. Lee, if you're watching, hi. And I believe he lives in Hawaii now, and he's still an actor. And his claim to fame, aside from being a pretty good actor, I guess, was that he was related to the Barrymore family, and that Drew was actually a family name that came out of the Barrymore family. I don't know the whole thing about that. Also, although he's no longer with us, it is the anniversary of Steve Irwin's birth. You remember Steve Irwin, the Australian crocodile hunter? Okay, so that brings up the story of Reggie. Do you know about Reggie? Reggie, they think, this is like in 2005, maybe earlier, I don't know. Reggie the crocodile was in Machado Lake in Harbor City, which is right next to Torrance, right across the street from Harbor General Hospital? No, from Kaiser Hospital in Harbor City. Anyway, there's this lake there in this great big park, and apparently two guys got arrested for it, had been raising exotic animals illegally, and when they got this crocodile and it started growing, they didn't know what to do with it. So they took it over and threw it in the lake at a public park. And apparently Reggie was like terrorizing people. So they eventually had to put, they called in croc hunter after croc hunter, and nobody could catch him. And they put like fencing up all around the lake and blah, blah, blah. It was like a huge thing. People would go on crocodile hunts, literally. He disappeared. I don't know if they hibernate or what they do, but Reggie disappeared for a while. But Steve Irwin vowed that if Reggie popped up again, he would come and catch him because he was the most famous crocodile hunter in the world at the time. Unfortunately, he died right before Reggie popped up again. Reggie did pop up again. Two of the keepers from the LA Zoo came out. One of them, I guess, jumped on his back and put a t-shirt over his head, and the other one put duct tape around his I guess that's his mouth, duct taped his mouth. And they got him and they took him to the LA Zoo and they put him on display at the LA Zoo. It was like a huge news story all over LA. But especially because very shortly thereafter, they found Reggie walking around the zoo one morning. He had gotten out. So they caught him again and put him back in and fixed his cage. And as far as I know, that was the end of Reggie. He's just on display. Fell in love with Tina, the crocodile. And I don't know, maybe they made crocobabies. I have no idea. But Steve Irwin vowed that he would come back and catch Reggie if Reggie ever showed his face again. But Reggie waited until Steve Irwin was gone. I think he was afraid of Steve Irwin. Yeah, but that was okay. That was okay. Yeah. All right. So what else? That's about it for today, but I want to show you the word art for today. My friend Quentin Graham, who was the manager of my Balloon Affair store for years and years and years, he used to say this all the time, and it was my favorite saying of his. Well, except for talk to the hand, because I'm not interested. Anyway, the other thing he said all the time was this. Oops, did I say the quiet part out loud? Talk about a disclaimer, huh? Yeah, it's like the ultimate disclaimer. I invite you to use that piece of word art today, or go to What Do I Say, What Do I Do, and share it every time you need it. Maybe copy it and put it somewhere where you can pull it up whenever you need it. That kind of gives you permission to say whatever you're thinking, and then, oops, did I say the quiet part out loud? So sorry. All right, folks, go pour yourself a delicious coffee, Rita. Have an amazing, amazing Monday. Starting off a new week. Yeah, it's going to be a good week, right? Tell me it's going to be a good week. Yes, good week. Love you guys. See ya.